a large portion of Donald Trump's voters were farmers. And the farmers depended on Donald Trump because he said that he would help them make money. But by Donald Trump putting tariffs on China, that made China go do business with another country, which so happened to be Argentina. So they were buying, what kind of seeds they was buying? I can't remember. But it's a certain type of seed. I forget what type of seed it is, but it's a certain seed that they buy from the USA. And it's China, and they had an exclusive. As a person who gets contracts, has managed contracts, has a livelihood that is strongly dependent on contracts, apparently China was a big contract for the farmers in the United States. However, this deal that Donald Trump made with, this tariff that he placed on China caused them to go somewhere else, which is Argentina. So apparently Argentina is having financial issues, and Donald Trump used and sent money to Argentina to bail them out. And one, that's upsetting. And on top of that, on Friday, Donald Trump said that he was going to put an additional 100% tariff on top of the 30% tariff on China, because China wants to regulate their, oh my gosh, I'm too fried to, their rare minerals. Like it's a certain mineral or a certain thing that comes out of China, and they want to regulate it and keep an eye on how many go out and who they go out to. And so Donald Trump was upset about that and said, well, I'm going to slap a tariff on you. Well, China said, if you slap a tariff on us, we're going to slap a tariff on you. And so they fighting, and this fight affects the farmers. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, and welcome to the Early Morning Hustle Show, where I'm here to test your patience and your intelligence. So let's tap in. Curtis Yarvin, my number one suspect in the Charlie Kirk murder and the brains behind Project 2025. Let's talk about it. So we have to start with him before we do anything else in the neighborhood today. But first off, this is definitely going to be a politically incorrect, and I don't think that I'm going to be on the side of the general public in this one. Woo, child, let me drink my water. I hope you got your tea. All right. So, even though he's at the bottom of my list, we have to start with him. So, Curtis Yarvin. Curtis Yarvin. I hope I said his name correctly at the beginning, but if not, fuck that boy. So who is he? So he is this vlogger slash thought leader in the tech industry, and he's a guru that people like Peter Thiel, who is very close and funded J.D. Vance and a lot of other politicians' campaigns. He's kind of their biggest influencer. So if you go and you look at his ideology, all of his ideology is that essentially the USA should be run like a corporation. And that's where I absolutely can agree with him. I understand. What did I write? I'm going to read to you what I wrote. I said, great idea, wrong application. Is that what I wrote? Right idea, wrong application. Because in his plan, his evil plan to take over the world, it's essentially a forced, because the CEO of America would be a dictatorship in his book, and I don't believe it has to be like that. We'll talk about that later. But in his mind, the CEO is the one who makes all of the decisions void of anybody else. So essentially, fuck Congress, fuck anybody, and he can do what he want to do and make the decisions that will make the country, and that's a business, lucrative again. And I can see some reasonable points. I can see him having some very valid points there, especially as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. that absolutely makes sense. However, that's not the job he signed up for. We're not going there. But that's the Yarkin guy. That's Curtis Yarkin. So why is he important? So why do I think he is number one suspect in Charlie Kirk? I was listening to him talk, and I was listening to his vlog, and just my investigatorial skills was like, oh yeah, he has something to do with this, because what he wants and what, okay, so first off, I'm late to this party. So if you don't know who this guy is, we're so late to this party because, again, after I did my research, people been talking about this. People been trying to tell us about him and who he is and his ideology. So it's so much mess and tea with this Yarkin guy. Okay, so one, he wants, like, he's a nerd. He's a tech nerd, and he goes by tech nerd. And if you look at him, it looks like Revenge of the Nerds. So he is a tech nerd, and so this is like his revenge to kind of take over. So he has, if you go back to his vlogs and like it's all laid out, essentially Project 2025 is the blueprint. Like if you look at all of the things, I watched the video the other day that laid out his vlog. Directly to Project 2025, to directly to events that are occurring in today's economy. Okay, so, and he's proud about that. However, so because he goes around, he talks about this ideology, and a lot of people follow him. And he's an extreme right ideologist. His issue, so what made me stumble upon him was, the word on the street is, bitch, the tea is that boy trying to leave town. Now, so first off, why haven't we heard of him? Because he's smart. Because I don't want to be the face. Like, the brains of the operation don't never want to be seen. That's what people don't understand. Because if this all goes south, you don't know who to blame. I always want to be behind the desk. I never want to be the face. I never want to be the face. A lot of people don't understand that about me, and it's a disillusionment when they think that I want to be the head of something. I don't want to be the head of anything. I've been the face before. I'm tired. You get hit in the face. Anyways. So I can think like him. I have to tap into my evil genius bag, and so as I tap into my evil genius bag, like. But as a nerd, he wants the attention. He wants the praise. He wants the glory that Charlie Kirk had. And he kind of probably wanted his fan base as well, because one of the things he kept saying was, I have a young fan base. Well, how come I ain't never heard of you, but I heard of Charlie Kirk? But Charlie Kirk is out the way now, and he's kind of coming up. But he's already been kind of up, and he's been moving around talking, but he ain't really been out there. You get what I'm saying? Because I knew who Charlie Kirk was before he passed, even before anything. Okay, all right. So, anyways, put a pin in that. Why is he trying to flee the country? He's trying to flee the country because he doesn't think that this is going to go well. He thinks that the coup is going to crumble. He says that he doesn't believe that the Trump administration has the kahunas to actually do what it takes to force a dictatorship. While he does believe that's what America needs, he doesn't think that this administration, he knows this administration doesn't, because he would have come in, he said Donald Trump would have come in doing it on day one, and he didn't. So things are getting a little sticky, hairy, scary. Okay? Alright. So this is the guy. We gotta watch him. When he move around, like wherever he go, you know what's about to happen. Remember I said that. All right. So, why is he important? So now you know the background of everything that's going on. If you don't understand 2025 or the moves that's being made, look the moves that's being made, look him up. Go down that rabbit hole. You don't gotta believe me. Just look him up for yourself. I did a ton of fucking research. Trust me. I spent pretty much, was it all day yesterday or all day Saturday, looking this guy up, seeing what his problem was. Who is he? Why are we worried about him leaving the country? I ain't never heard this boy, but he taught me a lot. Because if I'm going to be the master plan, if I'm going to be the mastermind, like, he talking to the people that he needs to talk to. You get what I'm saying? But anyways. Donald Trump went to Jerusalem to greet the hostages and sit in on the peace deal between Gaza and Israel. And when And you know, even though it was like, I know that Trump is probably Satan, it was so endearing to see him with somebody who cared about him. Like, even for whatever that, like, even if it's two evil people and they evil friends, you could see that they evilly cared about each other. When he walked into Jerusalem and the president of Jerusalem walked in, and then Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife walked in, and he hugged him and he greeted him, and the president was so excited that he was there. Donald Trump asked the president to pardon Benjamin Netanyahu because he is a war criminal, but he was like, look what he's done, like, the humanness of it all. I am so excited that I am alive and I got to witness and watch that. I'm happy. I was, and that's so crazy. Like, I'm up, and that's what people don't get either. Like, I be tired because I be up chasing the news. I be up chasing the news. The news, like, or developing the news, like, news stories, and having these conversations where you take a lot of research and writing out and thought. And so, if you're not doing that, then it's not worth doing. So I heard yesterday that, because one of my biggest questions was, are we really going to get these hostages? So I was up late at night, I woke up at probably about 1 or 2, and then I probably dozed off for an hour, and then I got back up because yesterday when I was watching the news, they said that the hostages would be exchanged anywhere between like 12 a.m. and 2 a.m. So I knew I needed to be up because I wanted to watch it. I knew somebody was going to stream it. I wanted to see the whole interaction. So I've been up. It's 6:09 right now. I've been up since like 2 o'clock this morning. Outside of doing like my other regular business stuff. But anyways, so I'm so happy that I was up to see that. So it was like 12 o'clock on Tuesday in Jerusalem, and it was just a sight to see. And Trump continued to travel around Israel, and he went to Egypt. And so what I'll say on that, so that happened today. What I'll say on that is, one, everybody thinks that this solidifies Trump being the Antichrist, because there's a prophecy that says that the Antichrist will declare peace in the Middle East, and there shall be peace for 7 years. And in the beginning, it will be peaceful, but in the end, not so much. And so that's one of the things that people think. Two, I was thinking, this is just tea and messy and thought, because this is the Early Morning Hustle show. But y'all think Trump trying to like give back for what his ancestors did to the Jews? Watching this is so befuddling, because here we have somebody who is Donald Trump, who adores Hitler, who is Hitler's like literally protege, who took a page out of Hitler's book. And then you kind of got Netanyahu, who kind of wants to do the same thing, who probably kind of looks up or aspires to do or be something like that. But you have this Jewish man and this not Jewish man whose idol is a person who despised Jews, and he's helping these people. And to me, the psychologist in me, that I'm not a psychologist, I'm a doctor. You could call me doctor because I got a JD, but I'm not like my pseudo psychology in my head says that, like, it kind of fucked me up. I just think about that. Like, is he trying to make up for the sins of his ancestors? Because he was talking on Air Force One. He was like, I don't think I'm going to make it to heaven. Gotta make it to heaven for going to hell. I hope I make it to heaven. I pray I make it to heaven. That's what that boy be listening to right before he started talking. So, that happened today. I just think it was monumental, and that was my thoughts about it. Like, that's how I kind of see it. It's just like, it's crazy that we have this German man and this Jewish man working together to bring peace and kind of bring, like, if you let the conspiracy theorists tell it, damnation in hell. And it's kind of hard to argue with at this point. All right, next. So that was big. It happened today. We had to talk about that. I'm gonna try not to run too much. So this is all going on. And my next question is, Donald Trump, how you get along with strangers so fucking well, but you don't even get along with your own people? You at war with the people that fuck with you the most, that put you in office. But I ain't going to much get in there. So, all right. So government is shut down, and they're blaming it on the Democrats still. And honestly, it's starting to backfire because even the Republicans are starting to see through what's going on, and it's really causing the Republicans to flip on themselves. But just Friday, so this is a key point, the Board of Education, I said they don't need, okay, so they cut the funding for special education. And essentially everybody in the Board of Education or the Department of Education who is over special education, they just fire all of those people last Friday. The joke I made is because they fucking figured out the cause for autism. Therefore, why do we need, like, special ed autism is officially over. It ended in September. So we clearly don't need that shit no more. Like, right? And so that's what I think they was thinking when they cut this program. But they cut this programming for these students, and you have a lot of moms mad. A lot of moms with autistic kids who are furious right now. On top of that, I saw a lot of students lose a lot of money. They said they had $16,000. Some people lost all of their money. Some people had $1,100. They went down to $700 in their Pell Grants. How these people, they already don't have jobs. They're already students. How they going to pay for this stuff? So this government shutdown, I think, and I think this is why, going back to Curtis, this is why he's starting to leave, because they're like, it's like ripping the Band-Aid off. It's like getting your snatch wax. You can't just pick it off piece by piece. You gotta snatch it all off, because if you pick it off piece by piece, like you say, it's gonna hurt. And if it hurts too much and people start to feel too much, then they're going to start to get angry and revolt. You get what I'm saying? And the reason why I say Curtis has been hiding is because when the revolt comes, he don't want them looking for them. He don't want them looking for him. He don't want them to even know he exists. And that's the beauty of being the brains. Like, you never see the brains. You get what I'm saying? So the issue is the brains got exposed. And so now he may be in danger of being arrested or harmed. So he got to get the fuck out of Dodge. That's what I'm saying. So if he gets the fuck out of Dodge, that means the White House is on fire on the inside. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's already burned down to the ground and we don't know about it yet. Nobody's called us and told us, but it's already done. You know what I'm saying? So this government shutdown is very telling and very destructive, and unfortunately it's the Republicans destructing themselves, and they are believing their lies. And the one thing that they should do is at least see that it's not working. Like, you gotta not believe you're lying enough to the point so you can see it's not working, so that you can change your strategy. But they're starting to believe their lies, so they're not changing their strategy, and unfortunately they're going to be their own demise, because they can counteract this. They most certainly can save this. They can save their reputations. Like Marjorie Taylor Greene said, she was just like, y'all not thinking about midterms. Midterms is fuck for them, but they're not worried about midterms because they think that they already have a plan. Who was it? The governor of Chicago? They already got a plan to take over the elections. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm worried about. Like, what about these elections? You know what I'm saying? Because there's no way everybody voting for all of these people. And that's going to be a thing too, because if they rig the elections and people know that they didn't vote for these people, they're going to go out in the streets, and it's not going to be the people that you think. They underestimated and undercalculated. All right. So, and that's what I had. So I got to go back. I'm going to stop right here. Deal or no deal? All right. So we gotta talk about Trump's cognitive decline. So he had a checkup. They said that's not usual, but he did travel to Jerusalem, and he is the oldest president ever. But he posted on, and this isn't his first time, this is his second time doing this. He posted on Truth Social about Joe Biden being guilty of these crimes of putting FBI in the crowd during the January 6th insurrection or whatever that was. But he was the president. Joe Biden wouldn't have done that. And he keeps putting that out there. And again, along with watching his conversations and listening to him talk just consistently, he's not gonna make it all 4 of these years. So, and that, I think a lot of people think that this is about dictatorship. I think this is about mortality, honestly. All right. So, in the government shutdown, going back to that really quickly. So apparently, now this tea. Mike Pence. Mike Johnson got on live TV, took interviews. I don't know why he did that, from the American People Gaslit him. One of the people was a army lady, and she was just like, "How can you not have give us no money? My children need this for life-saving medications." There were army people in army fatigues and pantries like the next day after they found out they wasn't gonna get no more money. Like, it was real bad. So apparently the Democrats came up with a bill to pay the army. The House shut it down, and then Donald Trump came back and said him and Pete Hegseth found the funds in research and in development to pay these people partially or give them something on the 15th. Not saying that they're going to keep paying them, but just at least give them something on the 15th, because we don't know how long this is going to go, because this is the Democrats' fault at this point. At this point, they have Democrat, like they have, what's her name, Kristi Noem at the airport terminals telling people it's the Democrat. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. They are propagandizing us. They are trying to infiltrate our mental and brainwash us. And that's real. Like, and that's crazy, because people don't really know what propaganda is. Like, and they just be repeating it. And the fact that you just even repeat with, like, I don't even try to talk about that boy unless it's something important, because you are an agent of his. You are a marketer for him. Anytime you say or repeat anything that he does, especially if it's propaganda, I don't even talk about none of the shit they be talking about. Unless it's important that you need to hear, it's some propaganda that you, and I let them say it, but I'm not going to repeat it. Stop repeating the propaganda. God damn. All right. Pam Bondi. Somebody said she's going to go down as the worst attorney general in the United States. It's just going to be interesting to see if it falls, when it falls, and how it falls. And how these people, like, how the tables turn. Because, like, Pam Bondi, why are you so mean? Why you act like that? And, like, I grew up watching these committee meetings. I sat in these committee meetings. I had never in my life seen nothing like that. But bitch, it was tea to watch. It was entertaining, and that's what they want. They want to entertain us, and if we here for the Donald Trump show, we here for the Donald Trump show. That bitch is entertaining as a bitch. Scary, entertaining. It's really an emotional roller coaster. But, all right. Oh, I asked, was Trump coming back to from Jerusalem? Because the way the cookie crumbling, he might want to stay gone.